Hi, everybody. It's Mike from Hear the Watchman. And on today's show, this is something that's near and dear to my heart. We have with us Mindy Bowman. And what Mindy did, Mindy attended the Knoxville Hear the Watchman conference and then came to Dallas just a couple of months ago. And she has created a website for all of us as the remnant body to unite and communicate with one another. It's just absolutely amazing. And so I really want all of you in my audience to pay attention to this show for sure. Mindy, thank you so much for joining us.
It's great to be here today.
Well, Mindy, tell us a little bit about your testimony. You came to Knoxville and kind of saw what was going on, and then you came to Dallas. What possessed you to create this website that you have?
I think it started in Dallas is kind of where everything earlier than that, and it started, but even earlier than that. What really is when the housing. I'm a real estate broker by trade, and I have all 30 agents that work for me. And when the housing thing just fell apart and our world was shattered, we were going to do at the time. And I did not have the answers going on, and I started searching because there were also, I could see earthquakes. The Barack Obama was elected, and it was just I don't think he's completely more of him and he'll be back. But at the time, I was on YouTube. I came across and he was talking about guy in Beebe, Arkansas, and things like that. Oh, this guy's interesting. That my husband is from Indiana to see his mother times. So we stopped at Mr. Paul's church out in the cornfield. He says it's true. He's way out there. And we went to his church a few times and online. And he has guests in Russ Dizdar and sometimes Port. So this whole to us that we existed because in the church. But it was kind of frowned upon. The LA has his tinfoil wearing. But raised in the mainline denomination church, evangelical churches, the purpose-driven churches, if you will, it's frowned upon to talk fringy topics. And when you ask a question or giants or something like that, growing up, I was told, well, those are questions. That's like asking that you can't pick up. You're not supposed to ask. So frowned upon. So all of a sudden, seeking and with finding this that are many of which are the Hear the Watchman, a whole world opened up that we didn't know existed. End up for because Pastor Paul was there. It was still blew our minds. So at Knoxville, I signed up these Business of Life seminar. My world, was rocked, and even though it's somewhat better and we're adjusted to the new norm, working along now, but it's still that I have my life, but my life is housing bubble burst. The seminar, Josh Tolley's Business of Life, had all kinds of weird ideas floating around my head. He said it would kind of like gel afterwards, like I don't forget 11 weeks out or something. He said all of this, and it did. And when we were Dallas, the Hear the Watchman seminar in Dallas really gelled because my mother and I break, and I stood up and looked around at her. You know how there's an alternative media, main denominations, and then this is the church. I said, your local church. And that asked me to be on his Sunday night. And so I did, and I threw that out there, that term. I said, church. I'm sure I'm probably not to coin that phrase, Dallas, and started putting together this remnant online fellowship.com go to have everything in one spot with all of the Hear the Watchman speakers resources. So out mostly.
Well, you know, I mean, that's an amazing thing. I mean, it really is, because it's difficult all of us to connect, Mindy. I mean, it's a tough task. I mean, and you know,
Yes.
the Hear the Watchman conferences, we all get together and we fellowship and we spend time with one another, and it's just what you're doing is groundbreaking. I mean, it's what everybody has asked me to do at the conferences, is how can we connect with one another. And unfortunately, I doing the conferences and this show and the other things that I do, I don't have time to do it. And you've stepped in and done this, and we're just grateful for what you've done. Now, I mean, how did you find out about Hear the Watchman, and what made you come to your first conference?
I think it was just, it was, to the different speakers. We knew a little bit about some of them, but some of them we weren't familiar with. So, we're big in Heidi, so that was the main reason that we came to the in Knoxville, Tennessee, that we were just hooked. So we left Dallas and we had this vision for this church. And by the way, in Dallas, Coach Dave and Michelle, his wife, for things for me and for me to a clear direction with my ministry. Appreciative to them, and I wouldn't have gotten to know them, had I been there. So that was a distinct point, touch point as well along the way. So Dave and Michelle, and we've been able to visit them in Savannah as well. We got this together. We needed to make it a legitimate church, and so on those to attend a live service, you can click to take a couple of different communion videos up, your juice and your matzah together and take communion online. Up for baptism, you can Hear the Watchman coming up in Boise in August. So interactive. There's a prayer room, and talk live prayer room. It's a chat. So, and there's also a prayer, post a prayer. Soon it will like a calendar with all of everyone's, so that when you log on, you can see who's live at that point and click in there. So we want it to be very, very interesting, a resource to, but also an actual church with one another in real time, and the support and love that you need.
Wow. I mean, that is so fantastic, Mindy. And folks, Mindy and I have been working really hard to bring this interview to you. I'm seeing that we have a little technical. I can assure you, when she is in Boise, Idaho, we will do a live with her. I mean, it's amazing how God works, because her husband come to Hear the Watchman, and then they realize that we all need to connect with one another, and she goes back home and spends the time to put this all together. Now, Mindy, very slowly for us, what is the web address?
Onlinefellowship.com.
Fellowship.com?
Yes, remnanton.com.
Folks, I'm going to post the web address in the description of this video so that you can get there. And I'm also going to send out a mass email to everybody that's attended the Hear the Watchman conferences, giving you this email address. It's a wonderful opportunity for all of us to connect with one another and share, our love for Jesus, and also to pray for one another. Mindy has gone to a lot of work to put this together, and I want you guys to support it. Just go there, click on it, take a look at what she's got, and let's all connect with one another. It's that simple. I mean, we are a small town. We really are, as Christians and believers. We are a small town, and Mindy is doing everything she can to unite us in that small town because we need friends. Now, Mindy, where do you see this going? What do you see happening next with this website?
I can see it taking off. I just was on years ago with David doing the Last Evangelist TV series, and he told me that he thinks that Remnant Online Fellowship, and he's excited. He joined already. There's a little page to join. You can use everything and not officially join. It's not, joining a church is not where it's at, but a sense of community. So, and I'm just really excited to people. There's been because Heidi for probably, I don't know, 7 years, maybe something like that. And Heidi has a prayer request from here in the Mid-Atlantic. I'm in Pennsylvania. You forward the contact information. Been able to go to the one and one time there was a lady who, and she was getting ready to pass away. To pray with her before she passed. So that kind of a thing, so that we can support one another. For Remnant on, but all of us who are like-minded, who are watching to come soon, and who aren't afraid to talk these subjects, to be able for us all and to support one another. That's what it's all about.
Well, that's awesome. Now listen, folks, again, remnantonlinefellowship.com, remnantonlinefellowship.com. Go there, check it out, be a part. Mindy, I want to thank you so much for coming on today with us. And again, folks, when Mindy gets to Boise, we're going to do an interview there together that'll be just amazing. It's a little difficult with our internet. I think we both live kind of rural, but we're doing the best we can here today for you. But again, online fellowship, get on, be a part of it, be informed, and don't be afraid. So, Mindy, God bless you, and thank you so much for coming on the show today. God bless everybody out there. God bless each and every one of you. Until the next time we see you here on the Watchman's Report, be informed, afraid. God's got this. We'll see you next time here on the Watchman's Report.